Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the SGL Winter Championship Bracket Tournament, Round 1, Game 2 between jessandy8 and Ratboy42. I am Boof and Boom, and joining me in the booth tonight is McMonkey as my commentating partner and Smilefires on tracking. McMonkey, how are you tonight, sir?
I'm doing great. Yeah, this is going to be a fun race to watch, so I'm excited to get it going.
Well, I am hoping for the lower left corner for a starting spot. I haven't seen one of those yet.
Yeah, really, anything down in Deadwoods area would be interesting.
And let's say raft. Raft for starting item. I've seen too many tutti flutes, although I'm sure Jess would be extremely happy to see one.
Yeah. Power bracelet takes out too many spots early. That ruins some of the fun. So yeah, I think I'm with you. Raft for starting. I think that's ideal.
All right, so it looks like we've got a countdown timer on Ratboy's side. All right, let's see what we got. And clunk, for those of you that use the feet thing. Oh, well, that's...
Well, you were close in a way.
And by dang it! Recorder start and upper right corner. Well then. Fine.
Yeah, we've completely inverted our choices, but that's okay. We can work with this.
I mean, there is a little bit of opportunity for a divergence. You know, you could do either the wrap over to Vanilla 5, you could go down to the forest. Possibilities are endless. Okay.
Yeah, some moderately priced bombs there, and a relatively cheap key, so that's pretty nice close to start.
Yeah. And if anybody asks, I rolled this, and no, I don't care if it's a good or a bad seed. Alright, let's see. Anything under the armos? Nope. Alright. Arrows and candles. That's not bad at all. 71.64, okay.
Yeah, as soon as they get some money, they'll be able to get all the supplies that they need for the early part of this seed.
Alright, now do you want a poverty seed, or do you want them tripping over money today?
You know, as a racer, I never like looking around for money, and I just feel for them too much, so I always go for non-poverty.
Well, wherever are it's the secrets to everybody, wherever they are, they're apparently well hidden right now, because so far we haven't even seen anything. Alright, nope, nothing. Except Dark Nuts on the Overworld. Still no indications if we have a first or second quest over dungeons. No indication of shapes. We know nothing, and I am fine with that.
We do have some bombs now on Jess's side, which is nice. Full bombs.
2 packs! Jeez! And I think
Ratboy gets just as lucky.
Ooh, and already required with level 6 underneath the lake at 2. I don't know by their starting point if this is a shapes beginning or not. I don't know. So I would have to wait for somebody more knowledgeable in chat to let me know, or if you know.
It could be a second quest. I don't think it's going to be first quest based on that starting spot. No, it could be. Yeah. No, it could be. Certainly not second quest. If they're going west from that first room, could still be first. Need to see a few more rooms to see.
Well, I don't think we're going to get it, unless somebody actually tries to bomb the walls on the start screen, because key blocks, they're a thing.
Yeah, and I think they're probably making the assumption that it's not worth spending the bombs that they just grabbed. They've got a lot of places to explore in the overworld, including level 4, apparently.
Yeah. So far, not bad. Not as cozy as finding 1 through 3 in quick succession, but I always say, seed giveth, seed taketh. Oop, alright, here we go. So we have vanilla for the front half. Now that guarantees either a shapes back half or a second quest back half, correct?
That's right, yeah, and so we'll be keeping an eye on a few different markers. We'll see if we see any red bubbles, if we see any Stalfoses that are throwing swords. Those will clue us into a second quest back half.
Okay, cool. So it looks like keys might be the reason that we're leaving. I know Jess saw one and left and is continuing to give us a look on the coast. Does Ratboy play on a console? Because I'm noticing every once in a while a little bit of an after image when he plays.
I'm not sure. And we had a power bracelet there on the coast. So
Okay.
that's useful to know. And we got our first candle. So I wonder if we'll just backtrack and get those couple of candle spots that were missed along the way. No, it looks like we're going to go down south and maybe over into the forest on Jess's side.
Okay. Now, Jess didn't clear this because dark rooms usually cannot drop anything of value. At least I'm assuming that's why she did not try to clear this room.
I assume that's the case as well. Maybe just not wanting to dig yet. I'm not sure if this could drop a key. When we talk about value, I think that just means a dungeon item.
Okay. Look at all this. Coast 3 had another Take Any, level 2 at Coast, Cave Spot 2, I call it Cave 2, on the coast.
Makes sense to me.
Because technically one might never open because this is a mixed overworld. But I always, because I'm a paper tracker, so I always use vanilla spots, first quest vanilla spots, as my reference points.
Got it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, hello, snakes. Alright. So far, our runners both are taking pretty much the same path. I expect Ratboy to check on the coast. He's got 8 bombs. Nope. He's gonna put the candle to use. Okay.
Yeah, I don't hate this. You've got a couple of spots up here. They're only a couple screens away that you can clean up. You don't have to worry about doubling back through here again.
And thankfully, the blue snakes have been nice. And finally, a first key.
Must feel good being key blocked out of 2 dungeons already. You want to see more and more of those going through this too. We'll get our first look at the forest over here from Ratboy.
Oh, nope. So I think it is a second, it's our shape's back half, because that rope was not sparkly.
Uh-huh. Yep, that's a very good point.
Oh, well then. Got it. Yes! Yep, Triforce on the floor, but no reason to pick it up just yet. We still need lots of juicy, delicious items.
On Ratboy's side, we saw a couple of our first secrets. So we had 39 for a medium secret, which is not bad at all, and 13 for a small, which is also not bad. So far, not a poverty seed as far as those secrets.
Yep. Considering the price of keys and how many of them we don't have. And there's a little bit of chunk here. Because, as chat noted, the bats inside the vires have rolled up. Because why not?
Yeah, which is probably more annoyance than problem, but certainly will slow things down in the short term.
And we did see our first item, a floor heart. Oh, and of course the Tektites rolled up. So now I gotta think of a name for this seed. Chonk might be part of it.
Yes. Two of the more annoying enemies to have roll up. Not the most problematic ones to have roll up, but certainly more annoying.
And Ratboy employing the block clip into something and just stay right there. Which is not bad, except I generally tend to be a little more reckless with these enemies just because I can outrun them really easily and employ my much more favored running screaming strategy.
I love that strategy. It also avoids the problem Ratboy's running into where they're being a little bit shy about coming over to his block, so it's taken him quite a while to take him out.
The supersize seed, I like that. Alright, so Jess picks up her Triforce. I did not see another item. So if somebody saw something I missed, please let me know. Unless she turns around and goes back in, then we'll know. Yep, okay. So still an item outstanding. Gotta take a look through our little boomerang. This unfortunately is not the right door to fight a Gleeok in, but they're making it work.
One prolonged high five in this doorway here.
It's only 2 heads, though. Alright, Jess is getting on the aggressive. Nice, nice, nice. You got this. Perfect. For nothing.
Nothing but showing off some skill.
Yes, but that is always the way. And Ratboy gets the fairy. Very good. Alright, let's see what we got. Yep. I love it when the runners, even though they know what the dungeons look like, they still pick up the map. Yep. So Ratboy's going to take the same route, and will most likely come across his floor heart soon. Oh, hi, Snarf, you're back. Yep, he's back.
I'm not sure how many more rooms there are other than that blue Landmo room.
Which is unfortunate. Although it looks like she took it down.
Oh yeah, it does look like maybe that was when it was paused there.
Yeah, there was... Oh, well, this is also not fun. Well, I mean, you've got some bombs. It's not the most ideal situation, especially when they're hugging the doorway like that. Oh, and of course... And they run, of course, as soon as you plant the bomb. Doing a good job so far, though. Gotta be careful.
Patience is the hardest thing in this kind of situation where, you're racing. You just come over and let me bomb you, but not that close.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, her screen freezes, so we have no idea. Oy vey. This is fine, though. This is fine. This is all normal, everybody. Alright, is Ratboy gonna do the same thing? No. Alright, something did chase Jess out. I don't know if it was a death or she actually did pull the item. We get to play Where's Waldo then, when she ups and A's for the next time, or we get to see an item that was not there before when she does her screen scrolling, select scrolling, I mean.
Yeah, she doesn't have anything marked on her personal tracker, so it may have been a death that sent her out.
Oh, you've got her stream up. Nice.
Well, I just popped it up just for that purpose.
That is good foresight. I know she was up here to see Useless Compass. Chunky Tektites in dungeons. That's some of the most frustrating things for me, because, like, Wizrobes, you can kind of understand the movements. Dark Nuts, you can kind of understand the movements. Pole's voices, even.
Yeah, absolutely.
Question chat. Oh, sorry. You go first, and then I'll answer. Question chat. She did go in with 4 hearts because she got a 2 take any so far. We have 1 south of ladder and 1 at coast 3, and she did select a heart 2 out of the 3 times. And I apologize. You were saying?
Oh, with the Tektites, yeah. The issue with their knockback is there seems to be some sort of, I don't know if it's a delay or they disappear. It's just harder to track visually, which makes it a little bit more difficult to deal with the beefier ones.
And I know this isn't a Zarnex race, but the big shield is only 70 rupees. And I didn't see any Wizrobes on the overworld.
Yeah, we'll see how many dungeons we end up with Wizrobes.
Alright, so Ratboy's going back in. Alright, now will he use... Yep, we'll use the key before going for that Landmo room, which I don't disagree with. Oh, but if this is the item... The rudeness. Come on, behave. Of course it is. Well then.
We got our answer, but I guess just didn't get an item, decided didn't want to use a key.
Yep.
That's an interesting one. It's probably not going to be something we need, but Ratboy does have the knowledge if we've exhausted all other options, or if they just happen to be going by this area with the ladder.
Oh good, I've got more support for shield strats. Shield strats are good strats. I mean, I understand that, you know, they can disrupt somebody who's screen scrolling and are just so used as to where to put that pixel, but you can adapt.
Yeah, my main issue with the shield is mostly a value thing. The fact that it can get taken away at any point by a like makes me feel like I wasted my money if I lose it.
Well, that's fair. Alright. Oh, come on, Ratboy, you got money. What do you need money for?
It was a good head fake on going to buy those bombs.
Oh,
Well,
there we go. Gets the pack anyway. So this, I think, should be our most item here. Let's see what we got. Oh, bananas.
excellent. Yep. Just what we like to see. Not what you want to see when you're playing, but you know, when watching, we want to see a little bit more. And wow, that's a very large secret.
That is big shield money. It's not blue ring money. Our runners are too good for blue ring.
That's enough money for the big shield and a replacement once it gets eaten.
I know. It would be fantastic. Now, I don't believe... No, Jess might have taken this way. I'm not sure. I don't think she found a take any to bring her over to Death Mountain. But we do find some any roads. Let's see what grade I'm going to give them today. Okay. 5, lower left corner, east of 3. These are too compacted for me. I give this a D-.
Yeah. The one that's further away isn't all that useful since it's really just one direction you can leave from, so I think I agree.
And Ratboy did find level 7 here south of the, I don't know what we call this, like the Coast Power Bracelet spot? I call it Power Bracelet 3, but that's my own weird map rules. But so far...
Yeah, from doing the vanilla speedrun, I usually just think of it as the Coast 30 secret, because that's what it is in First Quest.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at these nice little soft enemies. See, this would make me want to try to dig this just a touch. If this is all I'm going to be doing is just hitting things with my sword. I mean, then of course he's probably going to run right into a whiz robe as things go.
That is not a whiz robe.
That is the dream! The first staircase in 7 has an item, and what an item. Impossible to be missed. Oh, what a lovely seed this has been so far.
It's going to be impossible for Jess to miss, but it may be something that, you know, if she finds 7, decides I don't want to deal with Shape's dungeon, Shape 7, and leaves without exploring any of it, she may get to it somewhat late.
Yep. Soft Salphoses, soft gels, silvers, Pole's voices, but I mean, maybe the Lionels will be soft too. Clock, there we go. We don't care if they're soft or not. Oh, and Betty on the floor in 3? Dang. And then Triforce in 7. Look at this cozy 7. What shapes.
Yeah, I think I took the money and run after getting silvers and then the Triforce that quickly.
And I do agree, this I would not mind then if Ratboy made a blue ring purchase because he saved on arrow money.
Well, and with those big secrets, you know, even the big medium secrets, you're going to make up that money pretty easily.
Oh yeah. So definitely advantage for Jess now with that white sword being able to plow through those enemies. Technically, yes, Ratboy has silvers, but those were not deep in 7.
No, and won't really be able to make any use of them until he finds the bow. So, yeah, they're not going to give him any immediate advantage.
It could be a Zig versus a Zag, though, because I think there was a couple door choices in 7. So maybe if Jess takes, you know, one versus the other first, it could set her back a little bit. But the Triforce was also kind of you know, the silvers were on the way. I don't think it's going to be something she misses.
No, I don't think so either. It may take her a little more time to find it in 7, you know, so she'd lose a little time that way, but I don't think there's any way she just flat out misses them.
Alright, and Ratboy's going to Forgotten Spot. Aptly named because everybody forgets about it.
Yeah, that is accurate.
And now Jess just needs a Triforce. We have both of our items, so maybe a nice little compass. I mean, a bomb pack is nice. That is not nice.
Yeah,
that is
unfortunate sword to the side of the head there.
Alright, so Blue Ring at Forgotten Spot for only 230 something, so that's not bad. I expect Ratboy's not going to be too far behind, though, because it looks like you have bombs. I don't know, if this was your situation, would you wait for full bombs before you try to Death Mountain play? Would you go to the graveyard?
I mean, it's a little early for Death Mountain. With 6 bombs, it's certainly enough if you're confident in forcing bombs. There are some bomb droppers on the overworld, but I never like to rely on that. You don't want to rely on finding a bomb shop. I think the more conservative play for sure is to go over to the graveyard area.
Speaking of the graveyard area, as Jess picks up her Triforce out of level 3, we have now found level 8. With, you know, just an innocent looking Patra guarding a staircase, or possible staircase.
Yeah, so we'll have 3 items in this 8. We'll see how many Ratboy decides to dig out.
I mean, ideal for him would be finding the bow, because so far, I mean, we're almost done with our levels. We're missing 1, 5, and 9 by my calculations.
Yep, that's right.
Cool. So not too much more. Oh no. I hate it when those go wonk like that and get stuck. Oh dear.
It makes me laugh every time. Even though it's much more difficult to deal with, and they get stuck in the HUD like this where you can't even get a sword on them, but...
Oh, come on, game. Although he's almost got them down, so it might be 1 or 2 more hits and then he's taking care of it. There we go. Alright, show him who's boss.
Yeah, unfortunately 12 hits with this wooden sword. It's going to be 6 for Jess if she gets there with the white sword.
Alright, well, we only had 1 for staircase being an item. I guess it was silly of me to hope for 2.
And yet...
As I am talking things into existence around here, bow on the floor in 8. This is...
Okay, so all of a sudden those silvers are a big advantage, because now he can do magical sword damage with all of that money that he has.
Mm-hmm. And you're not even, like, with the size of the secrets, you're not caring about being conservative here.
Not at all. No, you're letting them fly.
Yep. And I agree about not using the key to despawn the other 2, because right now it's the only one you have, and so far keys are the biggest resource that's a problem.
Yeah, running into a couple more key doors there. We'll see if he decides to find another path. Oh, Jess just coming in, getting right in there as well. So I think this is the same room, the bow room here. So did Jess just pick up the bow?
No, bow I think is to the right. Yes, right. Because I think Ratboy went down from the Patra room and then found the bow on the floor.
Got it.
So now the question is, does Jess keep spending keys and going to the left? Okay, no, this is good. This is good for Jess because this is going to push her in the direction of the bow. Alright, so that is a pair of snakes playing leapfrog.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean,
I could also see it, you know, some sort of like gymnastics thing where, you know, or maybe a jiu-jitsu, somebody getting thrown.
All right, so now we have to hope that Jess either takes down this Patra or takes a death and decides not to fight Patra and goes south. Because one room south of this is our bow. Okay, down we go. Perfect. All right, now don't take the staircase just yet. Keep exploring. There you go.
Map very helpful on Ratboy's side. He knew exactly where to bomb there.
Oh, but just happening. No. Get back down.
I think just getting some health back.
Okay.
Gun's down to 1 heart.
All right, that is fine. Yep, you can outrun these, Ratboy. Don't panic. All right, I think she did get the bow before she took the death.
At least saw it, so I don't think that's going to be an issue.
No. Is Ratboy also? Yep, she checked, got the bow. Very nice. A snake and a rhino who are best friends. Yes, I like that.
Yeah, that checks out.
Alright, so now if this is just an item... Let's see. So Jess is taking the stairs, which I think takes you over to the other segment. Oh, well. Hello, useless item.
Yeah, doubling the flute does not take you to more locations, unfortunately.
Alright, and Ratboy is going to duck out for now, just because one key, a lot of key doors... I don't necessarily disagree with that. Jess, no, you have it! You have it! But
Jess's love of flute is just too strong. Can't be stopped.
It was for the meme, wasn't it? Because as soon as I saw that toot-toot on her screen... I gotta ask her then, after this match. But she is going to continue to explore. It does have 3 keys, so would be able to make a little more progress. Oh, that's nice. The Vire is going down to white sword damage.
That is a nice surprise, especially with those, with the red keys rolling up.
Alright, as expected, we're going to see a blue ring purchase from Ratboy, which I don't mind, because he's also not turning a shade of brown, so this is fine here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Jess did the same.
But she's starting as pink, so the possibility for her to turn brown is on the table, and then she's never going to hear the end of it if she does.
Jess using some door strats here to try to safely beat the Landmos. They're not cooperating very well.
So far not, but I mean, like I said, these you can outrun, so just run screaming and life is fine. Alright, so Ratboy finds level 3, which I don't believe the white sword was that far out of the way. I don't believe Jess really had to use up a lot of keys. So I think he will be okay in pulling his white sword out of here. And then the other item was a heart, so a little bit of love never hurts. Oh, that does hurt though. But Jess got the block clip beautifully. Unfortunately cannot escape to despawn the other one, you just kind of have to wait this out. There we go.
Nice, and a little bit of health for a reward.
And still nothing. She did use a key to get over into the right section. Oh, here we go. Here's something, or at least possibly could be something.
Yeah, she had a few more keys than Ratboy did, so, you know, she may be able to finish out this 8.
Alright, I think this was the white sword. Yes. Okay. Yeah, but the question is, you have 2 keys. I mean, there was a lot of key doors in the beginning. If you finish out this section, you still don't get any satisfaction. I mean, how far do you keep beating your head against the wall?
Yeah, that's fair. And she's out of bombs as well, which may make it impossible.
Yeah, that doesn't help. Oh, no, but here we go. Key on the floor. A guaranteed stair, okay.
Yeah, they call the room if there's an item on the floor and an item stair, it's a super room. This is not super, but if it's a key and a item, it's still a pretty good room. Oh no, just a staircase, unfortunately.
Of course. Well, that's okay. So Ratboy has all of his items out of 3, just needs to find the Triforces. Jess is continuing to dig this 8, maybe going under the possibility that this is the bow and silvers in 8, or maybe is now just like, I've spent so much time in here, I've committed to this, I have to pull something out of here, if not just the Triforce.
Yeah, the Triforce would be really nice because, you know, A, they have flute, and B, this is not exactly on the way to anything. So this may be the item here with the key up in the corner. So yeah, I would be focused on getting the Triforce as well, just because of the location of level 8.
Alright, just a little bit of love. But so far, I mean, the seed has been quite generous. We have your bow, your silvers practically free. Not bad with level dispersions. Ratboy, you have everything. Oh, your Ratboy's looking for keys, never mind. I apologize. I keep forgetting that this is a very key-starved seed.
Yeah, it's not a terrible idea. Just with no bomb still has no choice but to go and if she wants to stay in 8, go and spend another key.
Here we go. And of course, compass a couple rooms away. There we go.
Well, at this point, she only has a couple rooms left in the dungeon, so yeah, that had to be the case.
Oh no! All right, so we need a bomb drop.
Hopefully. Yeah, unfortunately, she can't even leave the room to try to respawn these Gibdos if they don't drop. I don't know if she knows what her global is. Oh, we got it.
Whew.
That's got to be a relief.
Alright, there's only 3 rooms left. You know, you might want to take a poke. Nope, no pokes. Okay. So, we are donezo with this level 8 right now on jessandy8's side, which, like you said, she's got the recorder. Definitely could come back.
Yeah, with so few rooms left, I'm not sure I would have left. You know, even if you just get a couple of keys and another heart, that wouldn't be a terrible thing, but maybe just feeling like you spent enough time in 8, it's time to move on.
Alright, so she is now going to go burn down the forests near start, which I don't think we've even seen any of these areas yet.
I don't think so. Meanwhile, Ratboy doing a lot of overworld exploration while Jess was working on level 8. Nothing really of note. Oh.
Gambles. It's okay. We've got blue ring though now. This is still fine. Everything is fine here. How unimaginative. Our white sword item is a heart, which of course our runners are able to pick up as they have definitely more than the 6 heart maximum needed. Alright, I think
it is
that was
one step closer to mags though, which would not be a terrible thing. Although I'm not sure we've seen mags yet.
We have. The magic sword is, let's see. What did I say east of the lower left corner? I think it's the west of the lower left corner. It's down in the lower left corner of the map.
Got it.
Alright, Ratboy sees the boomerang and says no thank you. As Jess is doing a really good job taking care of these orange Wizrobes, because this is a very tricky room to fight them in. Oh, I was right. Thank you very much, Smilefire. So, here we go. East of lower left corner. The bomb cave. So far we're running out of the possibility that we're going to actually have an overworld block dungeon is, oh my goodness, it cannot be this easy. Northwest of Vanilla Start, open cave level 1. I want to see what's in here.
Alright, so all we've got left is level 9 to find, right?
Yep. Which, I mean, yes, you know, it stinks that it would be your last level to find. Oh, that's terrible. You turn around and run right back out after seeing that. You have blue ring, you've got at least 1 key. You know what shape it is, so you know you can go running screaming a little bit.
Yeah, there's no reason to try to clear these rooms with all the blue whiz robes until you need to.
Yeah. I mean, I would use my bombs on that other room, because isn't the room that he just left a potential bomb room, or was there a key on that? Potential bomb room. Potential item room is the word we're going for here.
Yeah, I think it was. Obviously, the last one he was in already had bombs on the floor. The previous one could have had an item. Just a lot more health coming in here, so maybe equipped to deal with those blue whiz robes.
No blue ring, so it's going to be... I mean, she's got the bombs for it. She just needs to either, make a choice. Ah, okay. Opno pointing out that the first Wizrobe room has the old man room below, so cannot be bombed down into.
Yeah, and I believe Ratboy tried to bomb down.
Yep.
Anyway.
And so did Jess. Unfortunately, is going to take a death here, as Ratboy is going to try his luck in level 5 instead of level 1, and Jess is... well, still going to try. I mean, it's definitely going to be a tough dungeon, so... is opting to use a key. Maybe we'll find a red ring in here. Why not? Something just chilling on the floor. Or a bomb pack just chilling on the floor. Why not? Alright, so it looks like Jess has had enough of level 1. Ratboy has had enough of level 5. Possibly ladder block. Does find the white sword item.
So that level 1 and level 5 has me thinking, how about that magic shield for 70 rupees?
See? Magic shield is a fantastic option.
If only to get through that NSU room with the blue whiz robes.
Now Jess has found 7. And I know Ratboy did pop the door, and so that is forcing Jess to the left, so she's hopefully going to go out and pop the door and save the key. There we go.
Yeah, I would have been surprised for sure if she did not pop the door.
Yep. Now, unfortunately, got to do it the other way.
And I think we're going to get our first look at Candle Row here on Ratboy's side.
Nice. Yep. A little bit of a walk, but it beats spending a key. Now, I mean, the silvers, like, I'd have to think she was smoking something if she misses the silvers in here. They weren't that far in.
Yeah, I think you kind of, especially wanting to conserve keys, I think you sort of get funneled to them.
No, they were down a staircase. They were in the basement. Yep, wisely up A. You have white sword, but I mean, it's... oh, she's leaving. Maybe going and buying wood arrows first. Seeing the Pole's voices in the dungeons and wants to have some better offense for dealing with them.
Yeah, that is exactly the case. And I think a smart move. I mean, we know if she had gone a different direction, she could have saved herself $60, but seeing that one room is enough to walk a couple screens away and buy the arrows.
I mean, it also follows the logic of all Zelda 1R randomizer players. As soon as you buy something, you immediately get its upgrade. So buy woods to get silvers, buy blue ring to get red ring, buy meat just because you like it, buy big shield because big shield strats are best strats. I might be slightly biased here.
Could be, but you're bringing me over.
Alright, although, even if, big shield strats aren't your thing, tell me, you in a turret dungeon with whiz robes would not be grinning at the satisfying tink sound as everything just goes off your shield.
No, I have to admit, I do love the magical shield. I made it through the vanilla game damageless, and without that magical shield, it would have been much, much more difficult.
Alright, so now the game is funneling Jess in the correct direction, so she's not going to use a key. She is going to hopefully go to the right and go down the staircase to find her silver arrows. As Ratboy is going through the 6, has some keys to do it, had some keys to do it. is able to take some more damage here.
I'm not sure if that door open was on purpose or if he was just trying to get out of the way, but either way, I imagine he'll go up after this.
Tripped over your shoes and fell into the door. There we go. Hard to miss silvers. I mean, I think Alsoa calls this Schrodinger's Go mode. Because we still haven't been told that we absolutely have to have a ladder to complete this seed.
It's been hinted at, but yeah, we don't have hard confirmation, and I think that was a little stab of frustration at the silvers from Jess.
Little touch is fine. Oh, and that's a gross room. But I don't remember that Ratboy was too far away from silvers. I mean, the silvers were too far away from Triforce is what I'm trying to say.
Just one room to the right here.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I don't remember. Maybe it was at this room? Yeah. Okay, there we go. But Jess is committed. Which, in a shape 7, I mean, maybe a couple more keys, hopefully tripping over a floor item.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, she spent a lot of time in that 8, spending a lot of time in this 7, maybe just hoping to get some sort of payoff on one of the bigger dungeons.
Do not pick that up. Nope, stay away. Alright, gets a key, keeps going. Oh, that's very nice. Hey! Maximum bomb upgrade. I'll take it.
That
So
alone
already
is worth staying for.
Yeah, I agree. Alright, so Ratboy finds a staircase and we have transport. And once again, Spiky making very poor life choices.
It seems to be his lot in life.
Yeah. Alright, this cannot be the item on Ratboy's side. Jess still committed to digging out the floor item here in the 7. I mean, maybe if you're Team Jess, you want it to be something big, like the ladder or the any key. Nope. I don't know if that was a Y force, but we have it anyway. Ratboy gets his Triforce out of 6. Jess is, I'm most likely going to say, picking up this Triforce and bouncing.
Yeah, I think that must have been a Y force, and
Yep.
unfortunate with one room left down in that tail.
Yep. So Ratboy's committed to the dig as well. I mean, I don't know, at this point, I don't like the idea of going ladderless, but it's doable so far. The seed has shown annoyance, but not complete blocks, so. But that's gonna haunt them.
and the bright side is, unlike 1 and 5, these dungeons are really easy as far as the enemy set.
Mhm.
So even though it's a little bit larger, it's probably still going to be overall less time to search 6 and 7 than it would be for banging your head against the wall in 1 and 5.
Yep. Yep, that's true, Fury. It's all fun and games till Zelda's in the circle moat. And then they both get there without a ladder, and we all have a good laugh at their expense. Until it happens to us, then it's not funny anymore. Yeah, I don't remember what blocked them out of 5. There was a lot of whiz robes. There was a lot of icky. 1 and 5 are icky in terms of combat. So could have been resource, could have been keys, could have been bombs. Could be ladder. I don't think it was ladder though.
Yeah, 5 might have been keys. 1 was definitely an issue with 6 blue whiz robes.
1 was just icky. As tempting as it is to beat your head against the wall because you know that there's 3 delicious items to be had, it was icky. Alright, useless compass. Why not? And unfortunately, another pause here on Jess's side. Alright, this should be the item here for Ratboy in 6.
And Jess just following in the footsteps of Ratboy anyway, so we know she'll discover the Triforce along the way. She'll discover the empty room next to the Triforce. And Ratboy will discover a wand. That's
Yep.
not a bad pickup.
No. Especially nice to find when you haven't found the book yet, because at least you're not going to be setting yourself on fire anytime soon.
So now Ratboy can double up his damage by trying to hit that sword and wand at the same time.
Unfortunately, it will be kind of useless for one. Oh, alright, there we go, we're done. Magic Boomerang, you are donezo, Ratboy. Up and A we go, and on to bigger and better things. You're running out of... you're running out of places to go, so you have a key. I think that's kind of what chased both of our runners out of 4 when they first found it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Alright, so Jess is going to check the nubbin, because you always check the nubbin. And then the question is, does she turn around and come back? So, chat did make a statement, let me see where it was, that the top half of 5 was ladder blocked. So maybe if she turns around and goes back in, both runners might be thinking, you know, I have to find the ladder in order to finish the seed. Yep, she's going back in. Alright. And that's a Goma, and that'll be dead soon.
Yeah, with the amount of life Jess has, particularly if we can find a take any kind of a potion somewhere along the way.
Just this is little yelling. This is like baby yelling. This isn't like me screaming at Elsoa, who I know is in chat, and I like to tease because I can.
No, that's completely understandable. Yeah. I think Jess certainly has enough health. Maybe even Ratboy, if they can find a potion, would be even easier to just brute force their way through that NSU room. I mean, there's no guarantee that there's going to be easier rooms afterward, but it may be worth trying to go bang your head against the wall soon.
Have we seen the letter? I don't think so.
No, so yeah, in order to get a potion, they'd have to find a take any at this point.
Alright, and we have... Alright, some little extra help to get you through that level 1 and 5, that's fine. I mean, not what I want to see, but I still would walk and pick it up. I'm not good enough that I can turn my nose up at a heart container. Yes, exactly, a big shield would be very helpful in the Wizrobe dungeons. And if you hear anything, Jam Evil is playing Lethal Company. So apologies if you hear any screaming, woos, or anything that does not sound like me.
So we've got... Jess should be finding her wand here in a moment.
I think it was the room... Yes, it was this, and then the Magic Boomerang is one room south. Yep, and being so cheap too. See, everybody knows we're all about the big shield here. So this is going to be called the Chunky Magic Shield. That's what I'm calling this seed. Because things were chunky, but a magic shield would definitely be a very nice purchase. Because, I mean, the seed's been throwing money at us left and right.
Yeah, they've both been maxed once and have spent their way down, and I wouldn't be surprised if they... Well, with the silver arrows now, they're probably not going to max out again, but they're not going to be hurting the rupees, hopefully, as Jess is down to 5.
Well, showing her disdain a little bit. Alright, so there we go. Second item. Lots of love here in this level 4. And easy enough to go back. So Jess will most likely be taking the same route. So Ratboy now has a little bit of a surplus of keys. We're doing good.
Yeah, a couple hearts and a few extra keys. I mean, the keys are pretty valuable. May have been worth the extra diving here in for. You had to come back to get the Triforce anyway, so...
Oh, yeah. And Smilefire is keeping a track. How many smiles is there total? Is it 9, I think?
It should be 8 of the
8?
dungeon hearts, because you get
Okay.
one in each of the dungeons, but you don't get one in 9.
9 total, including Coast Heart. Okay. Gotcha. Cool. Alright, well, speaking of 9, though, that's the last level we're missing. So, I mean, technically we're still in go mode, but as Elsa always puts it, Schrodinger's go mode. Because nobody's touched Death Mountain.
Yeah, that ladder's seeming more and more required. I mean, Death Mountain is an option, but pretty high percentage chance that we need that power bracelet to get into 9 as well.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it looks like Ratboy's on his way back to levels 1 and 5. We'll see which poison he picks. Possibly 1. You've got 6 bombs. You've got a lot more hearts than you did the last time.
Yeah, that would be my choice, and looks like it's his as well.
Alright, let's see what we got. And more keys. More keys to take a look through this dungeon.
Yeah, although just already checked this key door, we know there's no way around that NSU room.
There you go. Now you've got full bombs. Yep, just picking this up. Good. So, I mean, technically right now we are in Mag's range, even though at the very lowest end of Mag's range. Yes, ladder, red ring, and pumpkin 1. I mean, it would be a fair prize for getting through all of this BS. I mean...
It wouldn't be just like the game to give you the red ring as soon as you finish the hardest dungeon.
Yep. Yep, and Ratboy is just tanking it all with his face. Thankfully, they have behaved. He's made it past the second stage.
Oh my goodness.
I can laugh because I'm not playing it. Oh, yep, book would be an interesting find, because really the ladder is the biggest thing I think we need to find. Alright, there we go. Oh my goodness, in this room it looks like they're doing a little butt wiggle. I love the moblins. Alright, yep. Try to respawn. There we go. Cozy.
No, it's something. That's useful.
Yes, definitely useful. I mean, that's annoying, but I mean, at least it's beatable, it's passable. Right now, Ratboy doesn't want any part of it. At least this level 1 is giving you, you know, enough keys for the locked doors that you encounter. Alright.
Yeah, then good we don't have to clear this one. Well, we may have to clear this one, actually.
Oh, look at, there's more! Oh, I'm laughing because I can. I know the next seed that I play, like, I'm just gonna start the screen and, like, 12 whiz robes are just gonna fall on my face. Oh, don't worry. It'll get me back for it. But you see, this is like I always say. I say, seed giveth, seed taketh. Like, seed gaveth you free bow, seed gaveth you free silvers. Seed is now givething you a lot of blue whiz robes to sword your way through.
And level 1 is giving us a
Hey!
red ring, as predicted.
Alright.
The first part of the prophecy has come true.
Yep. And now this seems a little bit more comfortable. I think Ratboy's going to breathe a little easier now. And Jess, with her pickup Triforce out of level 4, is probably going to head in the same direction. Yep, so I mean, this level, this is...
Only 1 in 5 left as options, really.
Yep, there you go. Let them group around you. Tank with your face. You got this. They're giving you a little bit of hearts. Yep. You got Betty. Betty's got this. There we go. A little bit easier now. Perfect, perfect, perfect. There we go. Lovely. A little bit of cash as a thank you for clearing the room.
$5 reward for sticking your face in a pile of whiz robes.
Now it looks like Jess is heading back down to level 2.
Yeah, smartly, Ratboy looking for a few extra bombs here before going to tackle more of them.
I was wondering why she was going back to 2, but then I remembered she did not take the floor heart. I believe, no, she didn't see the raft, or she didn't see the floor heart?
She didn't see the raft. Yeah,
okay.
She didn't use the key
she didn't
here, so hopefully she'll just use the key. Yeah, so she'll see it right away.
Alright, so the problem now that Ratboy faces is our last 2 items here are floor drops, and you're hoping it's not blue whiz robes. I mean, a map would be nice, so I could play... No, wait, I don't have to play Guess the Shape on this. can't even play Guess What's That on the Floor. Alright, but the prophecy's dead, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's sad. Sad, but at least we got one part of it.
Alright, so this cannot be it, because this had a bomb pack. Alright, so... Alright, this is still something else we can despawn, hopefully, up, out, and in. There we go.
It's still an exorbitant number of blue Isrobes for a mixed enemy room.
But so far, we're getting rid of them. We're getting some bomb packs to boot. So I definitely agree with this strategy more, especially since there's bubbles that can possibly take away your sword. Alright, so Jess, I believe, saw the raft in 2. I didn't see it, but I'm assuming.
We got a mags check here from Jess.
Alright, is 11 the answer?
It is indeed.
Alright.
We got the any key in 1.
Almost prophecy, yes. Thank you for confirming that Jess did see the raft, as Ratboy has a very successful level 1, pulls out the any key, pulls out a heart, and more importantly, pulls out a red ring that did not turn him brown. We're done. I bet he's heading to 5.
And we got Jess high-fiving on her way into 1.
So now Jess is in a little bit of a better spot because she has the magic sword. Unfortunately, no protection, so this is going to be a tough room to get around. You might want to think about, at least with 3 hearts, just bombing them down very gradually. Ratboy not going into 5. Ratboy, you doing a mags check, maybe? No. Oh, gotta be so careful, Jess. They'll come in the doors.
Ring. It's tricky, but she's getting there.
I know. And then that fairy is taunting her. It's like, look at me.
It's just bait. Yeah, just
I'm
baiting
right
you out there.
Alright, Ratboy, where are you going? Is Ratboy going to Death Mountain to do some Death Mountain checks?
It's gotta be. I don't know what else is up over in this location.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, I might have left one of those Wizrobes alive in here, so that, you know, when we come back through this room, if we have to come back through, we don't have to deal with them anymore.
Alright, so Ratboy's going back to 8. Okay. So, from what I remember, let's see what was in 8. We saw the bow, we saw the whistle. We're missing one more staircase, yes, because bow is on the floor.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, look at
Ratboy only saw one of the items. Jess saw the second, and I don't believe we saw the third.
I love it. Like, didn't even go through the door, and Ratboy is just, like, blasting all the key doors down. This is glorious. Oh, Jess found a heart in 8. Oh, I did not write that down. Okay, thank you so much, chat, for confirming. Bow recorder heart, okay. And there we go. So we definitely know that Ratboy is in mag's range. Was at 11, but who knows, could have been 10. But is definitely going the right way to the Triforce, because I believe it was this room here. There was still a little bit left in the nubbin.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright, so has 7 bombs. Not really enough to do a full Death Mountain check, but not bad. Alright, so let's see if Jess goes the same way. So Jess is taking about the same path. I mean, maybe we'll get a heart at least.
They'll be able to get their red ring here in a moment.
Hopefully. Just gotta hide in the door. I mean, there's only 5, so it's not as terrible as the full Monty, but just have to be so careful, because they'll come in the doorway and they'll whoop your behind.
Yeah, they can only come so far, so she seems to know, you know, how far back she needs to go to be safe in the doorway. Mm-hmm. And yeah, these guys are not a problem at all.
There we go.
With
all
13 bombs, that's pretty easy work.
So both of our runners are full clearing these levels. I have to say they're looking for the ladder. That has to be it. So this then, because he didn't go to 5 straight from getting out of 1. So this is ladder required.
And to answer the question in chat, we have not found level 9 yet. It's seems at this point it's either up on Death Mountain or it is behind the ladder, effectively, because the power bracelet is also behind the ladder.
Mm-hmm. Oh, when did Ratboy pick up that ladder? Where was that? Under a four-headed Gleeok.
Level 7.
Well then. Alright, back to 5 we go. Because now Ratboy is... I mean, still technically... No, you have everything! Get out! Ratboy is technically in go mode. Because we have all of our overworld opening items, at least the locations. So then the question is then, here I'm going to ask you what you would do in this scenario. Would you immediately start bombing down Death Mountain? Would you go to 2 and pick up that raft, which was only like 2 rooms in? Would you get sucked into a bomb hole?
I think I would grab the power bracelet and go take care of Death Mountain. They're the most concentrated of the checks remaining, so you can knock out a large percentage of the remaining checks all right in a row. And then I'd probably push the power bracelet spots.
Okay. That is extremely fair. Yeah, but Ratboy really only just needs a Triforce to go. We are blazing through this now. So, the only slight advantage that Jess has is that magical sword, which Ratboy could route into his checks if he picks up the power bracelet off the coast. It's not completely far, but it's kind of-ish on the way-ish.
He could go and grab magical sword and then do a world wrap to grab the power bracelet.
Yeah, possibilities are endless here. Alright, so Jess has her Triforce out of level 1. I don't remember if she saw the same amount of items that Ratboy did.
Where do you think she heads next?
Well, she never saw the second item in... No, wait, she saw all 3 items out of 8.
Oh, so there may not be anything else for her to check except 7.
Yeah. Alright, so Ratboy is now cleared level 5 and is heading, let's see where. Alright, we are going over to Death Mountain. Ratboy is gambling that power bracelet is not required. Yep, and Jess is back in 7. Nope, we did not find 9 yet. We have no idea where 9 is. It could be under a power bracelet spot, it could be under a raft spot. We do know where those overworld blocking items are, but right now our runners are not checking them. Alright, and this time I got to see it as Jess is now taking it out on that poor defenseless ladder.
Yeah, no mistaking the rage in that one.
Alright, so the least amount of checks at least for here, but this is, I don't know, I agree with you about getting the power bracelet first, because if it's not in one of these bomb spots, that's a long way to walk.
Yeah, and you're orphaning these power bracelet spots, which is why I would have grabbed it first, because you've got the 2 up here on Death Mountain that you can check along with all the bomb spots.
Mm-hmm.
It feels bad taking extra time to go grab an item you might not need, but
yep.
It feels even worse to come all the way back up here later with your tail between your legs and a power bracelet.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so far, I mean, if you're Ratboy, now let's see. Yeah, you're at quarter clench. Because you still have that check up there for the power bracelet. You have 4 bombs. And you have all of West Death Mountain. And I do agree. Decisions are a lot tougher. It's easy because, hindsight is 20/20, and I am not at any clench because I don't gotta do this.
Yeah, we just get to sit back and have fun.
Oh, yeah. And Ratboy's hoping for some drops. Of course not. Nope.
Yeah, that bomb upgrade really helping Jess out here.
Oh, hello, Letter. That's where you've been all this time. Alright. Ratboy, you need a bomb shop or you need level 9. Preferably both, though, because I wouldn't want to be walking into level 9 with no bombs.
Just absolutely destroying the red whiz robes there.
Yep. Magic sword doing its thing. Big shield would have been nice there in these kinds of rooms, just saying. Alright, so Ratboy needs a count, Ratboy needs a bomb shop, Ratboy needs something. Especially if it's up here, because Jess has 14 bombs, and let's see what she does. Does she get the raft? Does she make the play for the power bracelet first? Or does she immediately start going down Death Mountain? Alright, here we go.
Yeah, one thing neither of them needs is Triforces. They've got all the Triforces they need at this point.
Yep. So, Ratboy is out of bombs here on West Death Mountain. Let's see where he goes.
This looks like, well, I guess a
Our
couple
world
spots
wrap.
left to check, but this may be heading towards
no
the
world
coast
wrap.
for Jess.
I thought Ratboy was going to do the world wrap for the power bracelet. That shows what I know. Did he forget a spot on Candle Row? No, gets a bomb pack, okay. Jess is heading in the same direction. Okay. Buying some bombs. And looks like ignoring the power bracelet, okay. So now Jess is going to lose a little bit of time here because Ratboy did all these checks before. But yeah, I agree with you. There's checks being left on the floor right now because without the power bracelet, you know, you have to then. Although seeing that, you know, that you could whistle back to Vanilla 7 and do the world wrap real quick, but then it's like that back and forth thing. I agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes time. It's a fixed cost to go grab the power bracelet.
And we're running out of spots. I think we only have like 3 or 4 more. Maybe 4 or 5. So now you're starting to sweat if you're Ratboy. You're like, where is it? Please don't tell me. Yep, it could be raft blocked. It could be power bracelet blocked. We have no idea. But Ratboy is going to find it out sooner than Jess because neither one of them have routed the overworld blocking item into their checks. Yep.
And Jess completely out of money at this point, so well, here we go. A little bit of a refill.
Alright, is this it?
Yeah, it's curious because we're only at an hour 5. We've got all the Triforces.
Nope.
So trying to, you know, prioritizing the items that you've found to try to make a little bit more money off of them, so to speak.
Yep, this is
seems
it.
like the right kind of play.
No! Alright, Ratboy. So now the question is, does Jess do the same thing? Does she get her power bracelet before... Oh, she's heading to Death Mountain. Both runners gambling that the overworld block is not needed, so this is going to give Ratboy some time to pull ahead. Now at this point also, he's probably not going to do a mags check even though we know he could have safely picked it up before. That's okay. You've got Betty. Yep, Jess taking the potion.
I've also still got that raft as a possibility, like you mentioned a few minutes ago. Which I imagine will be last location for the both of them.
If it's raft blocked, I am going to laugh a little bit at their expense. But only because, you know, it figures. You know, you have all these wonderful other checks that you could be doing, and, you know, it's under the item that's, you know, besides the boomerang, I think one of the most underused ones. Oof, nothing yet. Yep, I agree. Getting raft before power bracelet would have made for smooth checks, but, you know, I also agree that there, you know, is that panic that sets in. Because it's like, I'm last locationing this, how long ago? No, first power bracelet check was not level 9, it's a little bit of money. Okay, so we're getting these checks over here. Now, Jess with the bombs is going to have a little bit of a shorter time here on Death Mountain. I don't believe she did East... Did she do East Death Mountain yet?
I don't believe she has.
Okay. I mean, if it's up on West Death Mountain, like, that would just be awful, because that is, like, you know, you clear all of Death Mountain, and then you realize, nope, I gotta go all the way back up here with that power bracelet. Alright, and there is a Soa from Al Soa. I can't wait to hear the end of it.
Is that where half of their name comes from?
Oh my goodness, where is this? Alright, but no, at least it... Oh, dang it, Ratboy, you could have routed in a mags check in here. But the panic is setting in. There's like, oh my gosh.
And we still got a Shapes 9 coming up after they locate it, so this is gonna be interesting.
Oh my goodness! Where is it? We have, what, 2 power bracelet spots left? Because I think wasn't one of our power bracelet spots a Hamina, an any road. That's the word I'm looking for. Yep.
Yeah, Lost Hills.
All right, so we are almost out of checks. All right. Yep. So it depends now really on what they're doing with these items. Yep. Jess never checked east. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, we have one more power bracelet spot. 2? Okay. Because I know the Any Road was the power bracelet spot that's south of Vanilla 5. Did we do this check already? No, this is the first check he did. So we're just missing East Death Mountain. Is that the one that's called Bogey's Arrow?
It is.
Oh, okay. So where are you fluting to, Rat Boy? Okay. Going this way. Alright, so Jess
not even bothering with a flute.
Yeah.
Forget this flute nonsense, I'm just walking.
Yeah, chat's now calling for the raft to be required. So it looks like, though, Jess might be doing the same thing that Ratboy did, and if raft ends up being required, that's going to give Ratboy a much higher head start in 9, as he's already done those checks. Oh my goodness. Slight palpitations here for me, because this is exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, is Bogey the answer?
It is.
Bogey's the answer. Alright, at 1 hour and 10 minutes, we are in level 9. McMonkey, what are we doing in here?
Well, we're searching this Shapes level 9 for the Roar of Ganon and the shutter door that doesn't pop open despite killing all the enemies in the room that will hide the Princess Zelda.
And I can't wait to see a map. I am going to be utterly tickled.
Yeah, that's the fun part of Shapes 9. As a viewer, we get to see how many rooms we've got. I got my fingers crossed for a full brick.
Alright. And Ratboy doing, in my opinion, the smart strategy of, clearing easy rooms when you can, but for the most part, blasting through all of the places trying to hear that roar. I mean, you've got the Any key, you've got 8 bombs, there's bomb droppers in here. Yep, power bracelet, and let's see how Jess, if she last locations Bogey's Arrow, Ratboy's gonna have, I'd say at least a good 5-minute lead.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Alright, and let's see. Ooh, Jess is heading back to 2. Is she going? She's getting the raft.
You might as well, you're only a few screens away.
Which I can't disagree with this, like taking no chances that, you do all those checks just for the raft to not be in her. Of course, this is a bit disastrous because then she's also going to be routing her power bracelet spots in such a way that's going to take the raft into account. So I wonder if this is going to put her in a completely, like, is East Death Mountain going to be her last check just because of having the raft?
It may be. It's one of the least convenient ones to get to.
Alright, meanwhile, Shapes 9 is being, well, Shapes 9. Because we have almost, it looked like a staircase to go to nowhere, and that is going to eat up Ratboy's bombs as long as the blue Lionels play nice. Oh, goodness. Look at this! I love it!
The expected heart, and I think book is the only other thing left. Must be here in 9.
Yep. The level 9 was under Bogey's Arrow. Shoutouts to Bogey.
Bogey happens to be the one who the winner of this series will face.
How appropriate. Alright, does this push? Alright, no princess here. Alright, so Jess is whistling. Okay, routing in the raft check, so she might be last locationing this.
Yeah, I mean, her best chance was from where she just was. If she had started screen scrolling to the left, then it would have meant doing both Death Mountains. But no, I think we're probably getting there last.
Oh, hi, Snarf. And we have a Snarf sighting. Still no Ganon sighting. Still no princess sighting. But Cat is important.
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to see the end of this race.
Should do that once for a mod. Get a little, like, pixelized version of Snarf, and that'll be who you rescue, because who cares about Zelda? Everybody wants Snarf.
I would much rather rescue Snarf.
Alright. I mean, level 9 is doing a good job of being level 9, because... So I asked this question of everybody. When you do your level 9s, if you are not looking for an item, do you chuck yourself down every staircase you can find, or do you go in these sort of, taking all of the routes until I have nothing?
Yeah, I try to take the routes to get a little bit more of a controlled clear of 9 when it's possible. Because if you're listening for the roar, you're looking for Zelda's door. Either way, each room you go into, you're sort of checking a few others off as well, right? You can hear Ganon from all adjacent rooms, so you want to try to carve a path that at least has a gap of a room in between. So I think ideally, from my perspective, it's a little more chaotic going through the staircases.
Oh my gosh, Alan Heffley finally has it right. That's amazing. A Lion-O Link and Snarf Zelda. That would be so awesome. Yes, that is what I want to see. So Ratboy is making a lot of progress, and as we unfortunately predicted, jessandy is going to be last locationing level 9. Alright.
But now I see in chat that Fury is advocating for the opposite of what I said, which is almost certainly the right play if it's coming from Fury.
You go down them. Okay, super fragmented. Gotcha. So that way you check off more staircases. Yes, and Mumra Ganon. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yep. I mean, it's the Zig versus the Zag versus the Zug Zug. Some people, their strategy will, without fail, produce Ganon. Sometimes it doesn't. It's just... Rando do what Rando do. That's what I say.
We got Jess going up to East Death Mountain, so she's about to walk into level 9, about 7 minutes behind Ratboy, which is a fairly sizable head start.
Only difference is she's got 14 bombs. And Ratboy is now down to 2. Has made a lot of progress, but in the sense that he's seen more rooms. Hasn't found the pig, hasn't found Zelda. I don't think there's any ideal method. I just go fast and try not to die. I think that's the ideal method.
Yeah, and just go right to Ganon and Zelda is probably the best option.
Yep. Alright, so we've got some more coverage here, different staircase. Lots of bomb droppers, so Ratboy is going to clear, hoping to get a pack. All the money in the world, and not a bomb shop in a dungeon. Alright.
An easy tax to pay there.
Oh, yeah. Excited, I'm trying to be real quiet so I can hear. No roars yet. But Ratboy has to be very careful now, so it could be the difference. Like, Jess could come back from this if the answer was a bomb hole. That Jess was more comfortable bombing because she had the surplus.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Ratboy may start bombing here and just pick the wrong spots. A map would be very helpful right about now.
I mean, it looks so far super chunk. Like, I can't wait to see exactly what makes it, like, different. It's probably not going to be a solid block. We haven't seen one of those in a long time. Alright, does get the bomb pack. Good, so we're back up to 6. This is good. Oh, Jess has found Zelda.
Zelda.
And Ratboy's in kind of the same area, a couple rooms to the left. So there's a different, if there's another door to her, he'll be finding her shortly. No roar yet, though. There's the map.
Oh wow! Look at that! Look at that! It looks like a crossword puzzle.
Well, let me see. So that...
So this is going to save Jess a lot of bombs.
Oh yeah. My first impression was that's like, I don't know why I thought of like the alien from Aliens.
Huh, yeah, I could squint and see that.
I don't know if that was a false roar. Let's check.
It was.
Yep. Alright, so now Ratboy is going to be heading in the same direction as Jess was. Has more coverage. We'll hopefully find a map soon. I think it's heading in the right direction to see the princess. Yep, this is the door for Princess.
So now it's just a race to find Ganon. Ratboy's got quite a few more rooms checked off, but, you know, just got to find the right path.
I love when it comes down to 9. It's always the best.
Yeah, this is very exciting.
I don't know if Ratboy tracks his 9s. But he's doing a lot of up-aing, so that suggests to me that he does.
If not, God bless him. I don't know how you could not track 9s.
I don't track 9s. I rely on my aging memory, which, as I slowly get older, will probably be my downfall.
Yeah, I've learned not to rely on my memory for certain things, anyway.
I know Jam doesn't
trust
track.
But verify.
Jam doesn't track. I don't think Fury tracks either. Yep, speaking of everything else magical in this one, magical shield, magical sword, magical staircase, why not?
Why not, indeed. Yeah, I'm trying to think about where we haven't been, because Jess is doing a good job of clearing out the east side here, and I thought Ratboy did a lot of the southwest.
Yeah. He was over here already, we saw this. I mean, we haven't found a way down into, like, the tiny little bottom right nubbin. Yeah, Ratboy needs a map. That's what's giving Jess now the slight advantage, is she knows where to bomb. Alright, so let's see. Nothing yet. Our runner's both kind of in the same location. I think Jess is one screen... Yep, one screen above him. Ratboy's taking the staircase. Jess is going left.
Yeah, Jess has already taken this staircase that Ratboy's been through.
Alright, Ratboy going down, which Jess already went down before. Where is the pig? I mean, nobody has the book, so we can't tell that the beast is in the something of the skull.
No, we just get a K.
Yeah, we're not sure Ganon's here. He might be out having lunch somewhere.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. It's got to be down in that lower right-hand corner.
And yeah, it's the nubbins. You always check your nubbins.
All right, looks like Jess is going to try to approach it from the left side here.
It has to be it. Yeah, because that's got to be the only thing that's really left on our map. So, yep, bomb wall. There it is. It was a bomb wall that Ratboy did not know existed. So, we have a piggy. 4 hits. She's got a potion. She's got red rings. She's going to be just fine.
Absolutely. Wouldn't imagine there'd be any problems with this.
Alright. Useless compass because Ratboy's already seen where she is. Yep.
Pig being as uncooperative as possible, but finally taken down.
Yep. And Jess knows the location. And of course the stream. Because why not?
Because why not? Yeah.
Why not right at the most inopportune time? So, I mean, this came down to a zig versus a zag, really. Like, Ratboy had the advantage going in with, you know, that start of being able to get into 9 faster, but Jess just found the map and knew what spots to bomb.
Yeah. Finding the map and having the bombs.
Yep.
You know, Ratboy didn't have the bombs to spare. So get your GGs in chat for jessandy8.
Finishing with an official race time GG time of 1 hour 26 minutes and 9 seconds. And it is a circle mode. Yep, just in case we didn't think the ladder was going to be required. And we are joined by our winner, jessandy8. GG's.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Listen, I still say that the seed was quite nice. You know, who wants to fight a Gleeok, though, when you first get into 7?
It wasn't even fighting the Gleeok, is I don't know if I had keys or maybe I had 1 key and didn't want to spend it. I'm more ing at, was every single room in level 1 8 blue whiz robes?
I mean, not 8, but there
That's what it felt like.
There were a lot of blue whiz robes in 1, and unfortunately,
Oh my
Ratboy taking a
gosh.
death to Ganon.
Yep.
Looks like maybe throwing in the towel right now.
Yep. But that is okay. Everybody get your GGs in there for Ratboy. Yep. So really what it came down to, because both of you last location the ladder, both of you...
Ouch.
No, and both of you explored Death Mountain before the power bracelet, before grabbing the power bracelet. You grabbed the RAF and routed that into your checks, which gave Ratboy about a 7-minute head start into level 9.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
But it was the zig versus the zag. And you
yeah,
found
and
the
he
map.
was at a really bad location.
Yes, and it was a bomb wall, and Ratboy was hunting for bombs a lot during this 9, and so I will pause for a second. Let's get Ratboy up here. Ratboy, GG's.
Hey, thank you. GG, Jess.
GG's. That was a seed again.
You know what? The seed went fine until 9. I was beside every single room in 9 except for the far bottom right corner and the one below Zelda.
Wow.
I touched every single room of that 9.
Yeah, really felt for you there. You had a 7-minute head start into level 9, and I think just the number of bombs that you had was really one of the limiting factors. It seemed like, given your bomb count and the drop rate you were getting, you were a little bit hesitant to bomb everything in sight.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that one wall, right? That's what it came down to. And yeah, my map looks awful.
So I have to ask, because I'll ask Jess too, but I mean, what word did you utter when you realized that both of you bombing Death Mountain realized that the power bracelet on the coast is required?
So I mean, I figured it was going to. I actually thought it was going to be the raft that was ladder blocked in 2 was going to end up being 9, because I never went back to grab that. But just the way the game goes, I figured, you know what, we'll take our best shot at bombs, and obviously it wasn't right.
What about
Yeah.
you, Jess?
I think I had all of Death Mountain West and East left to go. I'm like, all right, well, surely Power Bracelet and Raft aren't going to be required. I have so many screens left. And then I go and bomb everything, and I'm like, well, crap. Well,
Yep.
I might as well grab both of them and do them both at the same time. And then I'm like, there's no way it's Bogey Zero. Bogey Zero never has anything. And then I last locationed it.
And that was aside from the raft, because I didn't go back and pick it up. That was my last spot as well.
The seed started really fast. I mean, you started with the flute, which obviously made Jess
Toot
happy.
toot.
And then for Ratboy, you got the bow and silvers right away within 20 minutes of the seed starting. How did that feel?
Yeah, it was good. It was quick. I mean, the white sword was free in 3 as well. 3, I think.
Yep.
And yeah, I stumbled across a blue ring right after maxing out money, so it's like, why not? And yeah, and then I hit 1, and 1 was
Oh my gosh.
1 was sort of the first roadblock.
Oh, 1 was horrid.
I couldn't make it through the NSU room. I had 3 hearts blue ring, and it's like, whatever, I'll come back, and then I find 5, and 5's fully ladder blocked, and I assumed the ladder was going to be in 1 then. So
Yeah, of course, the game just does that.
I think I cleared 3 of the 6 to 8 blue Wizrobe rooms in there. A lot of fun.
I got trolled by the silvers in 7 because I went into 7, got like 3 rooms in maybe, and I saw the room full of bunnies. I'm like, oh, I have bow, and there's an arrow shop like 2 screens above me. So I up-aid, bought arrows, cleared that, was nothing, and then 2 rooms away was the silvers.
Yeah, I thought I caught a rage slash at the silvers when you picked.
Yeah, there was definitely a rage slash at the silvers.
Did you get the ladder first time through?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
I didn't get ladder till, let me look.
You both last location the ladder.
Yeah, just over an hour because I didn't have keys, I believe, or maybe like 1 key. I didn't want to spend it, so
Yeah, keys were tough at the beginning.
No, but
Yeah.
Jess, I do appreciate when you saw you did have me yell, and maybe you did it for the yells, because you went down the stairs to go pick up the recorder that you already started with. I'm like, get back up there.
I had to do it for the memes. Come on.
Yeah, I saw the toot toot up there on the top of the right. Yep.
And then I may or may not have attempted to burn, bomb, and shoot an arrow at the magical boomerang that I couldn't get since it was ladder blocked.
Yep, we saw that too.
Yeah, one thing that saved you probably a not insignificant amount of time was the clutch bomb drop in level 8 when you were needed that 1 bomb wall to get to the Triforce.
That was bonkers. I saw 2 Gibdos. I'm like, please, just give me a bomb. And luckily, because that would have sucked to have to come back to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. But you, Jess, are going to advance in this tournament, and you are going to face Mr. Bogey Zero himself. How do you feel?
That is a rematch from Swiss, where I was. Oh man, I'm still salty over that game. I was supposed to beat Bogey, but I got red bubbled on the way to Ganon, and I had a lead. So I will definitely be looking for potions when I play Bogey. That is for sure. And me and Ratboy made a pact before we even began that whichever one of us won this, we were going to go on and beat Bogey. So I'm going to beat Bogey, Rat.
There you go. do it up.
And what about you, Ratboy? Are you going to be doing anything besides Z1R now that you can sit back and relax and cheer and yell?
Yeah, so SMB 3R is going to start up at some point here in the next, couple weeks to a month, I think. So we'll do that, and yeah, sit back and watch how the rest of the tournament unfolds.
Awesome. Well, let me pull up our schedule so I can tell all of the good people what we have coming up. Come on, computer. There we go. So on this channel, in about 20-something minutes, we are going to see Blessed Be fighting Catastrophe 573 in Game 2 of 3. And then we have at 10:30, also on Speed Gaming 2. Everybody just keep Speed Gaming 2 on for the rest of the night. Because we have 8 o'clock Freedom Fighter Moonrisen Phoenix talking about Blessed Be and Catastrophe 573. And then Stan and Big Slamu are going to do Game 1 and 2, so get ready to see if the seed bleed is real on Speed Gaming 2. So yeah, just everybody stay on Speed Gaming 2 all night.
Then I'll say thanks so much again to Boof and McMonkey and Smile for tracking. I know we had, 5 or 6 total matches on today, and I think we were able to get most of the matches on without having anybody in the booth do double duty, I think.
I think for the doubleheader, they chose.
But yeah, mine is a doubleheader, yeah. But yeah, we very much appreciate all the volunteers, especially taking time out of your, Saturday evening where you could be off doing something fun. Although this is also fun.
Like I have a
Very
life.
fun. Thank you very much.
But yeah, some GG's again, Ratboy.
Yep, GG's, Jess, and yeah, I'll just echo all those thanks to everyone who pitched in today.
All right, McMonkey, you want to wrap us up?
Well, that'll do it for us here. Do not change your browser channel. Just hang out here. Should go live again in about, 10, 15 minutes or so. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Good night, everybody.